Hey Andrew, what is fasting and why do experts say it's good for you?
Fasting, that's a very big topic when it comes to fasting. So fasting can do many things. One, it can help you for regulating your blood sugar. It can help you shed some fat and also weight distribution where you may have unbalanced weight in certain areas that you want to get rid of, the imbalanced fat you want to get rid of. But majority is more used for you can say in religion, it's used for cleansing the whole body. But specifically speaking, it does help with it. It does help cleanse out, like cleansing of the things that is waste material that's stuck inside your body. It could be in your intestinal or liver or helping with the detoxification in your whole body system.
What really happens in the body when we fast?
So during fasting, your body goes through a couple of steps. One is actually trying to transition from the blood sugar in your body system to utilize the blood sugar to regulate that blood sugar. So when that happens, your body will start breaking down protein, it'll start breaking down sugar, it'll start breaking down actually your muscles as well, just to get source of energy during the whole fasting stage.
Are there different types of fasting and do they affect the body differently?
Yes, there's different ways of fasting. In certain religions, you may fast for 24 hours, 72 hours, depending on the situation. Some might fast for 12 hours. But during those fasting, you are just more burning the leftover sugar in your bloodstream versus then you're actually burning more in your muscle storage or storage glycogen, which is like blood sugar also inside your muscle tissue or inside your visceral organs. So you're not burning specifically inside those areas, you're burning more superficial. So anything in your bloodstream, you're more burning on that versus the stored sugar that your body still have remaining. But there are different methods of fasting. There is water fasting, which is like a little bit more like an intermediate to advanced of fasting. So for water fasting, you're basically all you're doing is drinking water. There is no caffeine allowed. There is no food, liquid except for actual pure water. There's no tea as well because you cannot have caffeine in this entire journey. So from water fasting, you can, if you're a beginner, what we normally say is start by doing a 6 to 12 hour fast first before you start doing 12 to 24 or 24 to 42, et cetera, et cetera. The longest term you can go water fasting, best thing is to do is within 3 days. Don't do more than that. But a sign of caution, if you are diabetic or you have some kind of underlying health condition, doing water fasting, you need actual guidance from someone. You can't just do it on your own. It's not exactly healthy if you were to do that.
Can fasting actually help with inflammation or chronic pain?
Yes, because when you're fasting, your body does help to regulate serotonin. Serotonin does help regulate your mood, your appetite, but also there's another thing which actually helps regulate is your inflammation markers. So during this whole time, it does reduce your inflammation marker, therefore helping you with not just for pain in general, for chronic pain especially, it will actually help with that.
Is fasting safe for everyone or are there people who should avoid it?
It is generally safe for everyone, but if you have an underlying condition, then you'll need someone to take a look what those conditions are. So for example, like if you're diabetic, you might have to do a different kind of fasting because your blood sugar tends to drop a lot more depending on depending on your situation and what type of diabetic you are. And again, you'll need an actual health professional to help you with that one.
What are some common mistakes that people make when trying to fast?
Caffeine. When they're drinking caffeine a lot, during the water fasting is not helping you burn your stored glycogen. You're actually just burning more where your blood sugar in your blood is. So if you're trying to fast to shed weight, to burn visceral fat, then taking caffeine is actually not productive. It's counterproductive when you're doing caffeine. Now, caffeine does have a boost of energy, so then you'll feel less tired during the course of that. So if you are, like for example, like you're not the typical 9 to 5, you're maybe doing a 12-hour shift, then if you're not eating a lot of food and you're doing a lot of heavy lifting, things like that, then you might get a little bit tired when you're doing this water fasting or any type of fasting. In that case, then taking caffeine or caffeine supplement or drinking a cup of coffee, it will help make your fasting journey a little bit more easier. but it's best to stay away from it while you're doing fasting.
If I wanted to try fasting, how should I start in a safe way?
In the most safest way, if you are a regular Joe where there is no pre-existing condition, I would still tell you to start by doing caffeine first. Because when you're taking caffeine while you're doing this fasting journey, you won't feel as tired and you won't feel as hungry in that sense. But if you were to do this without caffeine the first time, your first one day or your first second day, you'll feel fatigued, you'll feel groggy, you feel like your brain is not really there and you can't really think of anything properly, and your attention span might be a little bit decreased because of it. So in that case, when you first start a journey, start with caffeine first, and then you go to do your standard fasting. Get your body accustomed to fasting first before you cut off caffeine completely. So you always start with slow. It's like, for example, like if you're trying to quit smoking, you wouldn't say, I'm gonna throw my cigarettes right off the bat and go from stop smoking cigarette. You won't be able to do that. You have to cut off yourself slowly, slowly, slowly. It's no different from if you're a constant coffee drinker for many, many years and suddenly tell you to stop coffee, it's not possible because you're gonna get a lot of side effects of the caffeine. So what you do is you start by drinking less. So instead of drinking a cup, you drink half a cup, and then from half a cup, then you start reducing not every day, every other 2 days, then every other day, then you start reducing more and more. So that way your transition from the side effects becomes less and less and less.
Does fasting start after the last meal?
Technically speaking, yes and no, because after your last meal, your body's still digesting the food and it's still breaking down the food properly for you to actually utilize those nutrition that you're breaking down. So a true fasting would actually be your last meal 6 hours away from that last meal. And even after that 6 hours, your body's still actually trying to metabolize the food. So if you want to say in that perspective, I would count anything beyond 8 hours from your last meal. That's when you start counting your fasting.